They used to have the Emmys in New York City every year, so we used to be able to attend. Now they have them, I think this was broadcast in LA.
Yeah, in LA.
Yeah, so it's very funny. I didn't even realize that we had won an Emmy until I started getting text messages from all of my friends and people saying congratulations.
You and I in the same boat. I didn't know either.
I know. It's very exciting.
I was recovering from my birthday weekend from my buddy Gary, so I was
that's nice. Where'd you go?
We went to Vandal.
Oh, yes, very nice.
Went to Vandal.
I like it there.
And then a club called Invite Only.
That sounds good. How did you get in? Did you get an invite?
I wasn't invited, but I got in somehow.
You got in anyway.
But yeah, so that was it. So I didn't even know this was going on.
I know.
And for me, I always depend on other people. Like even in NFL, I didn't know the draft was happening until a friend of mine was like, "Hey man, I want to come over and watch the draft with you." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So yeah, like I don't pay attention to that stuff because you get so wrapped up in it every day.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like a day-to-day person. So.
But even I knew the draft was happening, and that's a sad state of it. And again, I'm not entirely sure what the draft is, but I knew it was happening.
Well, but it did happen. It was a great draft. But yeah, I didn't know. So I'm happy, and that's it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is amazing. Thank you so much.
You know, we have so much fun with this Halloween show every year. It's like really a great thing, and I just want to thank especially Alyssa Shapiro, who really
puts it all together.
She's planning the Halloween show right now as we speak. I mean, it really is it's her baby every year. So this is really her award.
This is her. This is but everybody here. I mean, so many people here who work that you don't see. Who are behind the scenes, and I know we sit up here in front of the camera, but they're the ones who make this show go. They're the ones who really deserve every award, and it's about a team, and that's what we have here. So congratulations to everybody here at Live. How was your weekend?
And I find that when we tend to not go, we tend to win. I don't understand. Like, for years I sat there and I would sit there. I lost in more categories. I can tell you I lost. This is the hard thing when you go from winning the best younger actress category when you go from losing the best younger actress category to losing just the best actress category.
And then, but you notice how they put the cameras. They put it on you whenever you're about this, like, okay, in this category, they put it on you like, yeah, I think I got a chance. And then when you don't win, they put the camera back on somebody, and they're like, yeah. But you can't hide. There's something about a disappointment in the face that you can try to mask it, but you can't hide it.
I used to just do the opposite, and I'd be like, this is an outrage. Just, you know, go with it. Fun.
True.
Yeah.
True.
But we had a really lovely weekend. My son Joaquin signed us up for this great walk, Kids Walk New York, to end childhood cancer. It was started by a young girl who had a classmate that had cancer, and it's been since 2001. And we got to participate in it. And I met this incredible family. We're putting their website on our we're putting their information on our website because I was so inspired by them. They lost their daughter Kylie to a rare cancer, and they came over to me and they're like, if there's anything you can do to draw some attention to, you know, this specific cancer that nobody really knows about, we would really we would appreciate it. And so the information is going to go on our website in case you want to make a donation or find out some information about this rare childhood cancer. But here's Joaquin and me together getting ready to participate, and there we are. And they said to me, do you want a free t-shirt? And I was like, no, it's okay, really. I don't want to. It's fine. I can just wear my sweatshirt. It wound up being so warm.
It was hot.
It was hot in Central Park that I said, I would love that t-shirt. And then I did the most remarkable thing. I changed into it in front of a crowd of people, in front of Mark and Joaquin, and they were like, how are you doing this? And I'm like, I'm a woman. We know how to change our clothes.
Oh, you did put it.
Yeah, I put it through the sweatshirt. Through the sweatshirt. Armholes came out. It was like a superhero routine.
Like watching a woman get a bra on or off without taking the shirt off. It's a thing of art.
Yes.
I mean, it's really is.
It's a thing of art. Yes.
Like Harry Houdini under there. Like.
Yeah. I never really have to worry about the bra. The bra's like, the bra's not really that's not my primo concern. That's like, that's nothing.
But that's great, though.
But it's really,
it was great, 15 years.
You know how you know how lucky you are as a human being when you talk to some of these families who have not been as fortunate.
Yeah.
And then you meet survivors and you think, oh my gosh, I'd be so happy to see this little girl, but I'm doubly happy now that I know that she's survived all of this. And one of the young women that stood up to talk about it said she was 13 years old, and she goes, just in case you're wondering, having cancer sucks.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And so
be appreciative to be healthy yourself and have healthy kids.
Oh my gosh.
Because that's one thing you cannot buy. You cannot buy health. I mean, that's the one thing that is the biggest gift of all.
Yeah. And then we saw Saturday night, Willie and Gretchen Randolph came over. They send their love, by the way.
Tell them hello.
They were telling us the funniest story about how they met. They grew up, okay, so Willie and Gretchen are our closest friends, and like if something happens to us, they get our kids. Like we're tight, like we're very, very tight. And they were telling us the story of how they first met, because they've been together since they were 14 and 15 years old. And Willie was always on this track to become a major baseball player. Yep. Even when he was 15, he was always in the yard, and they met when both of their families moved into the same housing project in Brownsville. And Willie had a crush on Gretchen. He really was dying to go talk to her, and she was always hanging out with her sisters. She had 5 sisters, so they were always like hanging out together. They were intimidating to hear him tell the story. And one day they were like playing over by, I guess, like the sewer where they were playing by, it had like, you know how in the summertime the sewer has a funny smell? It just gives off a funny smell. So Willie didn't know, what to say.
And that's the only place to play is by the sewer?
Well, it's like where they had like the yard, you know, the fence yard where he was like playing baseball, and the kids were all sitting there. So Willie goes, I got up the courage to finally go over and talk to Gretchen, and I say to her, it stinks over here. And she goes, it didn't stink until you showed up. And they've been together ever since.
But yeah, a piece of advice though for all the young guys out there, when a woman does that, her first response, that means she really likes you. It seriously does. And anytime
he talks about like how he was so crushed. He was crushed, like in the moment, crushed, and then they literally they've never separated since that moment, since that weird
and kids
moment.
And grandkids later.
Yeah, kids and grandkids later.
Kids and grandkids
Crazy.
Later.
Yeah.
But Willie's amazing. Yeah. Yankee legend, if you don't know, Willie Randolph, but a baseball legend. And one more thing, I went to a place yesterday, which I think you should try, up on 84th in Amsterdam, right? The block called Jacob's Pickles. Have you ever gone there?
No.
You've been there before?
What's Jacob's Pickles?
I went for brunch. We went for brunch yesterday, and then I didn't eat until this morning.
Oh my God, that's great. Yeah.
Ridiculous, like ridiculous. They know you can't eat all that food. I mean, they know it, but your plate comes out, and you're just sitting there going.
What did you order?
I ordered a bunch of appetizers for the table. But you ever order appetizers for the table and you find one you really like? And then you like get yours, but then other people still haven't gotten theirs, and you're looking going, I hope they don't say they don't want it. I hope they... Yeah.
What was the app that was on the table that...
Well, I mean, the fried pickles were pretty good.
I do love a fried pickle.
Fried pickles were pretty good. What else? It was like chicken and waffles. I had a 3-egg bacon, chicken, cheese sandwich. Well, I did not say it was healthy. It was a brunch. It was a brunch.
Chicken and waffles.
And then the dessert, the fried Oreos.
Oh my God. Now it's taking a turn.
Yeah, now y'all want to go.
No, it's taking... I just got full.
Yeah, I gotta say, it was so good. So I ate one meal yesterday.
I'll try it. Well, but they say that's good to do.
To eat one meal?
Yeah, sometimes they say it's good.
I don't know if this was the one meal you should eat for the day.
Like lions.
Yeah.
But how did you feel this morning when you got up?
I felt great.
You felt great, right.
But the second I ate it, I had the itis. You know what the itis is?
My kids were just telling me about the itis.
I thought everybody knew that. You know what the itis is? When you eat a lot and you just feel like laying back and get... That's the itis.
That's what we had, the itis.
You had the itis?
We had the itis Saturday night. when Willie and Gretchen came over.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we had the itis. We all were unbuttoning our pants in the living room. Like everybody unbuttoned their pants.
Good old Al Bundy up in there.
It was really like, I can't breathe.
But speaking of football, we saw a little bit about football earlier.
Yeah.
There's this rookie in the NFL, reminds me a lot of myself in a lot of ways.
Okay.
And because he got drafted by the Vikings in the 6th round, but he only started playing football 3 years ago. Because, you know, my senior year of high school, I played. That was it. And then I went to college for 4 years.
Right.
Well, this kid only played 3 years. He's from Germany.
Oh,
his name is Moritz Boehringer. I'm a real German, too.
Right.
American
Strahan.
with a German twist. That's what I call myself. Strahan. That's what my German. Strahan. He's 22 years old. He won the German Football League Rookie of the Year award last season. He's a wide receiver, 6'4", 227 pounds, and runs a 4.4 40, which is really fast. But he learned from watching highlights on YouTube of his now teammate, Adrien Peterson. Like three or 4 years ago, here's a kid who's just watching YouTube videos, and I guess he started learning football from there. And 3 years later, he's drafted by the Minnesota Vikings. So congratulations to you, Moritz.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and it goes to show now, in sports, and not just football, but it's international now.
Yeah.
They don't care where you are. As long as you can play, they'll give you a shot. So that's good for him.
I don't know. I've been watching lots of Beyonce videos on YouTube. Maybe Hope. Maybe
it doesn't work in every application.
Are you sure?
Yeah. It doesn't work in every application. Oh,
well, maybe I can pray. I don't know. This is really interesting. So Malia Obama has chosen Harvard, everybody. Really, you know.
Good for her.
I mean, I got excited, and I'm not her mom, right? But she's taking a gap year. She's taking that. Have you heard of this? The gap year? It was like a lot of people, I guess, that my son is now, you know, he's made his decision, and he's going to college in September, but a lot of his friends have decided to take a gap year. And I guess you can take a break between high school and going off to be a freshman in college, and they're saying it's actually a good idea because the president will still be in office, so this gives her a little cushion to sort of have the pressure of having all of the focus of, you know, the global media on you when you go off to your first day of college. You just want to be, I would assume, at a certain point, a regular person, a regular kid who's going off to college, and I think that's a very, very sound, mature decision for her to make.
I mean, a gap year. You know, it's so funny. If you take a gap year between high school and college, it's called a gap year. If you do that between college and a job, it's called unemployed.
That is the most feared gap year.
Yeah.
That's the gap year that causes parents a lot of concern. Yeah.
Like, why can't you switch it up? Like, oh, mom and dad, I'm not going to take my gap year now, but when I get out of college, I'm going to take a year that you can pay for. Yeah. Well, you know, my daughter got out of school, and then she went back and went back to school. I mean, I call it daddy scholarship. You know, just keep on going.
She's amazing, though. She's incredible. She's an artist.
She's an artist. She's absolutely incredible. But that's good for her. Harvard, a very tough school to get into. Congratulations to Malia.
Exciting.
Well done, young lady.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Because I don't exactly know how it works, but so if you get into Harvard, they save your place if you take a gap year. Is that right?
Well, if you're the president's daughter, they do. I'll tell you that.
I guess so.
If you know how that works, if you're at Harvard and you're watching this, can you let us know how that works? Because I'm just curious how that works.
Yeah, because it would take away from somebody else that they can admit in that year. That's a good question.
You probably can defer.
You can probably defer.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay, good for her. Well, defer away, young lady. Just got 1 year to do it. And real quick, before we do this, I got to announce this because we talked about this a week or so ago, and this is a spoiler alert if you watch Game of Thrones, okay?
Oh.
If you watch Game of Thrones, it's a spoiler alert.
Okay, wait. No, but look, they're all covering their ears.
Cover your ears. No, put your head down.
No. Do you want us to say something? No?
You didn't see it last night?
What's wrong with you?
I gotta get up early here.
Well, you gotta get up early here, so you shut down completely?
Well, I already said it, so I gotta say it. Cover your ears. Here we go.
Read the papers.
Here we go. I'm just reading the papers, okay? Gamer is the worst kept secret. It's out. Jon Snow is alive, everybody. I can't show it to you because maybe visually you're watching, but you're not listening to me.
Don't get upset with us, lady, okay?
It's in every newspaper.
It's in every newspaper.
And
She's like, how could you?
Yeah. But you know, it was the worst kept secret anyway. And any time you don't see somebody actually in the ground, it means nowadays they can come back. Because that show, like weird spirits and all that, draw you out of the dirt. But he is back, and if you want, read the paper. Make sure you catch up on it because you're getting behind, okay?
I'm sitting, do you feel a cold draft? I'm like sitting underneath a breeze.
We'll tell him to turn.
Yeah, thank you. That'd be great, because I'm like...
All right, we got a big show today, everybody.
Oh, my goodness. He hasn't been here in a while. Adrien Brody is here. Yes. Yes, sirree.
And from the new film that I definitely want to see, this Captain America Civil War, Chadwick Boseman is here.
Yes. So talented.
Yeah.
And singer Ruth B will sing her hit song Lost Boy. So.
And in order to kick this party off, we have a new trivia that's starting today. And
our trivia dancer's already laughing.
Our trivia dancer's ready to go.
Okay.
And it is called, and we are ready, it's time for our Spring Skies Travel Trivia. You do good work.
I know. Hey, today's trivia dancer is Patrick Nugent from Memphis, Tennessee. Good job, Patrick.
Patrick, well done, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well done. All right, we're going to come back over. We're not done with you yet, all right? But let's say hello to Robin West from Tucson, Arizona. Hello, Robin. How are you?
Hi. I'm so happy you called, and congratulations on your Emmy.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks. Robin, this is a beautiful picture of you, and I'm assuming, is that your husband?
Yes.
Where are you? What are you doing?
We're at the wedding. We got married last month.
Oh.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you. It was beautiful and a little small ceremony, but it was very nice.
And we hear you have a cool proposal story. How did he propose?
Yes, we were in Hawaii, and we were up at the top of Mauna Kea, 14,000 feet, and he proposed to me there. We were in these big parkas, and there's not much air. And got down on his knees and proposed.
Robin,
That was a year and a half ago, and then we got married last month.
Oh, fantastic.
That's awesome.
Oh, congratulations. Hey, listen. How about a second honeymoon? How's that sound?
Yeah.
All right, let's spin the wheel.
Ready?
Oh, here's a great prize. The Long Bay Beach Club in Tortola.
Nice.
All right.
7 days and 6 nights in a beachfront room. That's where you want to be.
Yeah.
All inclusive. This trip is provided in part by Hotels.com. It's a prize valued at $6,800. You have 20 seconds and only one guess. Robin, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, here you go, Robin. On Friday's show, we spoke with Adam Levine. What food did Adam say his wife has been craving during her pregnancy?
Watermelon.
You got it.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, you and the guests will enjoy 7 days and 6 nights at the Long Bay Beach Club on the island of Tortola. Located on a mile of talcum powder sand overlooking the Caribbean Sea, this beachfront property features award-winning dining, contemporary decor, and first-rate amenities. This one-of-a-kind oasis provides perfect setting for a relaxing and memorable vacation getaway. Your prize is valued at approximately $6,800.
I'm with you.
Robin, if you need travel companions, Michael and I are available.
Well, Michael's going with me.
Okay. Now you get to help make the day of a lucky member of our studio audience who will receive a 5-year subscription to Netflix with a streaming device valued at more than $500. So please pick a number between 1 and 233.
Well, the number of years that my husband and I have been together but not married, 16.
Oh, 16.
There we go, right there. Robin, congratulations, young lady. Everybody stay right there. We come back to super talented Adrien Brody will be here.
Still ahead on live, Ruth B. performs her hit song, Lost Boy. From Captain America Civil War, Chadwick Boseman. And coming up next, Adrien Brody.
Hey, on tomorrow's show, our good friend from the series Elementary, Lucy Liu, will be here.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
And from the series Rosewood, Morris Chestnut will be here.
Oh, my gosh.
Calm down. She was like, oh.
It's okay. You can still come tomorrow. Here comes an Academy Award-winning actor and the pride of Queens, New York. Please welcome Adrien Brody.
How you doing?
How are you?
Oh, good to see you, man.
Hey, that's
Boy.
nice.
You?
A nice warm welcome.
Oh, my, they love you.
Thank you.
It's been, well, I was just saying, it's been a while since you've been here. Thank you for coming back.
I bumped into you somewhere on the street.
You did.
You were in the neighborhood or something.
I know, that's right.
Cool.
You are looking more and more like the artist that you are, by the way.
Yes,
you really are.
I take that role very seriously.
You do.
My mom is like, you really become every character you do. It's like a character. I'm very serious.
Well, how are things going in Queens?
Queens is good. I was just there.
But your family's still there? Your mom's still there?
Yeah.
They must be very proud.
Yeah, they're adorable.
Now, you recently appeared on an episode of Dice.
Yes.
Playing yourself.
Yes.
Is it challenging?
A version.
Yeah. Is it challenging to play a version of yourself?
If you have the burden of playing me, it's very challenging. Yeah, it was fun. I think the beauty of that is that you can make fun of certain perceptions of you, and then also there I am.
But you were working on an impersonation of him.
Yes, it was a version of me playing a version of Andrew Dice Clay.
So can you do that for us? But remember, it's morning TV.
Yeah, I can't really do anything from that episode without profanity coming out of every orifices. He talks like, you know. I can't even not curse.
That's actually good.
But I
ate the cereal. He ate the cereal. He's eating my foot. See, I can't even do it. I caught myself.
Hey, Gelman's over there fanning himself. He almost passed
It's like
out.
Tourette's when I play dice. It's like,
yeah. Spontaneously, I have back split. Back split right now.
But you know, one thing I love about you is you're an artist, and not just in the sense of being an incredible, say Academy Award-winning actor, but you also are an accomplished painter. And you have a show coming up, big show coming up.
I have a show starting tomorrow at Art New York.
Fantastic.
Everybody should come.
Yes.
Now, now, what's the name of this installation that you have going up right now?
So my new works it's a series called Hooked.
Yes.
And there's much more than that. I'm just giving you a teaser.
So
but
cool.
It is related to fish and to also I can't really delve into the complexity of it, but it's very exciting.
When do you paint?
When?
Yeah. Does it come to you in the middle of the night, or is it an all-day process?
I think the beauty of painting or having a form of creative expression that you have autonomy with is that you can do it at your own terms. So I'm very inspired at night. I'm very inspired. You know, I'm taking copious notes of ideas that I have, and then, you know, you conceptualize something and then you create it. And since I've had this show coming up, I've just been in the studio all the time, 24 hours.
Wow.
Like I'm just sleeping there and painting. I'm totally, you know, barely get myself ready to.
I like it. You did it.
About anything else other than
well, you came straight from the studio. You look good. Your work looks great. And make sure you guys check that out if you can. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about shooting a movie in your hometown, which is something that Adrien Brody did. So we'll be right back with Adrien. That's from your new movie, Manhattan Night. Now, it's a thriller, which you had a chance to shoot here in New York City. So how was it for you to shoot in New York?
Oh, it's such a thrill to shoot in New York City, because this place, first of all, if you're going to shoot anywhere, it's great to be in an actual real location. You're not in a green screen, not shooting in Toronto for New York. We're here, and New York is just so full of life and energy and diversity, and, you know, I'm playing a guy who's from, you know, again, I'm playing a version of myself in everything that I seem to be doing, but it was wonderful.
He's a tabloid writer, right? You play a tabloid writer, or
I prefer to think of him as a, you know, investigative reporter.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
But do you have any journalism experience?
You know, I have some encounters with journalists. No, my mother actually is an amazing photographer, and I grew up going to the Village Voice.
Oh,
she was staff photographer for the Village Voice through my whole childhood. So,
wow.
I hung out with the greatest writers there and really interesting people. Actually, one of the writers there loved magic, which got me into magic, which preceded acting, which then led me to play a version of myself playing a version of Houdini this year. So it's amazing how, you know, a life at a newspaper and working at a newspaper, my mom's work, led to my whole kind of creative
Adrien,
pursuit.
you're the most fascinating person. I swear, you really are. You need to write a book. Write a book. You should.
Well, the movie is Manhattan Night. It's in theaters and on video on demand on May 20th. Make sure you go check it out. Adrien Brody, everybody.
Coming up next, Chadwick Boseman.
Good to see you,
man. Oh, my gosh.
Good to see you,
This is a thrill to have you here.
It's great to be here.
Come on, you almost did it.
No, I almost
did. Gave us
I was waiting on him.
No, I seen you do it, man. I can't mess with that.
They said you were going to challenge me when I came.
At the end of the segment,
there you go. Did you see his face just there? He was like, we're on the line of scrimmage right now.
Yeah, you challenged me, and I was like, yeah, let's go.
We were on the line of scrimmage right there.
But you know,
I like it.
But you know, you were born and raised in South Carolina.
Yes.
And your name is Chadwick.
That's right.
It's never Chad, right?
Sometimes.
Who gets to call you Chad?
Close friends. I always know just by the way people say my name, whether they know me or not.
Right.
Like if I'm walking down the street and I hear somebody say Chadwick. Sometimes you know me and sometimes you don't. If you say Chad, definitely it's a friend most of the time.
What if you say Wick?
That's a very close friend.
Well,
it's like you, because nobody calls you Mike.
No.
Everybody calls you Michael.
Only when they're mad do I get called Mike. That's
really?
it. Yeah.
When people are upset with me, they call me. My family members are upset. They call me Chadwick. My mom was Chadwick Boseman. Yeah.
Both names.
Yeah.
That's when you're really in trouble.
Yeah.
But you know, you are the king of the biopic, man. I mean, biopic. Jackie Robinson, James Brown. Now you're gonna play Thurgood Marshall.
That's right.
They're like, what is the pressure? I can't imagine the pressure to play a real person.
It's more pressure, I think, to play a real person than to play a superhero, actually, because you have to answer to family members and band members if it's James Brown, and you know, it's I think you feel a certain responsibility to be true to history and to the facts, and you know, some things, you know, people don't want certain things to come out, but you have to show part of it, and then sometimes they realize you needed to do that. There are a lot of things that are different when you play a real person.
Yeah. But I would assume, too, also when it comes to comic books, the fans of the comic book series are also very, they're so passionate, right? So it's also equal pressure.
Yeah, it's similar. It's similar. But you don't have to answer, I don't have to answer to the Queen of Wakanda. Right now. It's a different thing.
Yeah, right.
Well, you know, we got to take a quick break. And when we come back, I know you got to wear like the suit to play the superhero, but I heard you got to put yourself in like this Zen state. And we're going to talk to you about that when we come back, because I want to see how you do that. And we'll be right back with Chadwick Boseman, or Wick, as I like to call him, from Captain America Civil War. Stay right there.
You've seen that?
No, I've seen the movie. I've seen it.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious though. How did you win this role? What went into that process?
Win? I don't know if the word is win. It was some weird sign, sort of, that it was gonna happen. I mean, maybe like a year before it occurred. I had been thinking about the character, because that's what actors do. You think about characters you might want to play. And I got in a conversation with, you know, the security on set for this movie called Gods of Egypt in Australia. Right. And we didn't even really talk about Black Panther at all. But he had them put the first issue of Black Panther, his original issue from when he was a kid, in my trailer, and wrote a note and said, you're gonna get this role.
Oh my God!
And there was no signs that Marvel was even gonna do a Black Panther movie, or even bring the character into the universe. And I was like, okay, you know, sort of put it out of my head, and then it just sort of became this thing that built in my head that, you know, maybe this could happen. Started researching the character more, and I was on the set. I was on the red carpet, actually, in Zurich. For Get On Up. Yeah. And my agent called me, and the weird thing about the call is that I didn't even have an international plan on my phone until that day. That day I woke up and something said, I guess God said, you need international on your phone. You never know who might call you. And I put it on my phone that day.
If not, you'd be like, can you hurry up, because this will cost me $5 a minute.
Yeah. And so my agent called me when I was on the red carpet and said, Marvel wants to talk to you. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah. I said, I'm on the red carpet. He was like, well, you get off the red carpet. Because they want to talk to you.
Marvel wants to talk to you. Wouldn't you be like, Marvel who?
Like Marvel. And so I did the red carpet. I got off and got in the car and drove around, because it was a secret conversation. And they basically were like, hey, we heard there's this character that you're interested in.
Wow.
And heard from who? You know, and they were like, you know, if it's the character we think you're interested in, would you be interested in playing it? And I said, if it's the character I think you're talking about, yes. And I didn't know whether they were talking about Popeye the Sailor Man, but I was like, yeah, anything you do, I'm good with.
Maybe the security guy told him.
But maybe he did.
You know what? I'm liking the security guy more and more.
I think hey, yeah. Charles Carter's his name.
Charles Carter, all right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think, you know, there's a casting director by the name of Sarah Finn. I think she had a sense of it somehow. But yeah, it was definitely one of those eerie blessings.
Well, we're glad you were blessed with it, man.
Yeah.
It's awesome. The movie is Captain America Civil War. It opens in theaters IMAX this Friday, May 6th.